उस टाइम पे तो क्या ये झाड़ी नहीं थी, ये बावल नहीं था, देसी बावल थे। उसके कहीं कहीं घेरा होता, बाकी खुला मैदान। ऐसे मान लो कि यहाँ डुमाडा है ना, यहाँ दिखाई देता था कि वो डुमाडा गांव में है। सिराड़ा गांव में ये 14 किलोमीटर है ना, वो भी यहाँ से दिखाई देता था। और बरसात होती तो घास होता था, बहुत बहुत घास होता। उस टाइम पे हम छोटे थे तो ऊँट चराते थे, तो उसको जंगल में जाते ना, तो नीचे इतनी घास होती कि हमारे पाँव पे लग जाती, इतनी घास बड़ी होती।
Bunny is one of the largest, I think it's at one point was the largest tropical grassland in Asia. But given the kind of attitudes towards grasslands, they're regarded as unproductive wastelands. And also, given the location of Bunny right next to the run, at one point the forest department introduced Prosopis juliflora, this exotic tree from Central and South America, and planted it close to the run to, in their belief, check the ingress of the run into Bunny. And over time, Prosopis spread. So this was in the 60s, and by the late 90s, early 2000s, Prosopis was in more than 50 to 60% of Bunny. Humans have always, influenced environments that they live and use, but over time the impact of human activities has become more and more pronounced because we're transforming environments at a larger scale and more rapidly than we ever have. And one such human influence is the introduction of species from one part of the world to another. And earlier efforts to manage invasive species was to try and restore landscapes back to what they were historically. But more and more, because landscapes are so greatly transformed, I think people are coming to the realization that it may not always be possible to restore landscape what they were.
देखिए, वो सरकार का भी पूरा संशोधन जो हुआ ज़्यादातर फेल ही हो गया। हमारे इधर तो हवाई जहाज से बी डाल दिया कि गांडा पावर जमीन अच्छी करके, लेकिन टेम्परेरी हुआ फिर नुकसान कर दिया।
When we were invited here to do research, the primary narrative was Bunny ko Bunny rehne do. Let's try and go back to Bunny the way it was before Prosopis was introduced, when it was a grassland. And so in trying to think about restoration of the grassland in this landscape, we felt that unless we tried to understand what Prosopis has done coming into this landscape, there was very little we could do in terms of restoration.
जो इन्वेजिव पेड़ है वो है प्रोसोपिस जूलीफ्लोरा, जिसे गुजराती में गांडो बावड़ बोलते हैं। गांडो मतलब पागल, ठीक है। तो क्योंकि वो पागलों की तरह बढ़ रहा है यहाँ पे, और क्योंकि वो बबूल जैसा दिखता है, इसलिए उसको गांडो बावड़ बोलते हैं। तो यहाँ पे एक कहावत है कि गांडो बबूल का छाया जो है वो किसी पे पड़ जाए वो प्लांट मर जाता है।
तो हमने वो मशीन लगाई है, उसको हम सैप फ्लो प्रोब बोलते हैं। मतलब कि कितना चूस रहा है, उससे पानी के जो लेवल है ना, उस पर क्या फ़र्क पड़ता है।
यहाँ पे पेड़ है ना, ये अभी देखो घास नहीं है। उसकी वजह यही है कि जो इसके अंदर जो जमीन के अंदर जो रसाल होती है, जो पानी होता है, वो सब ये खींच लेता है। इस जगह पे ये होता है ना, वहाँ पे ये घास वगैरह ये कुछ भी नहीं होता है।
The PEER project is trying to address is, is it even feasible now at this point in time in this transformed landscape to talk in terms of restoration, or has Prosopis come in and converted Bunny into a completely novel social ecological system? And so we're trying to address this in multiple ways. We're looking at the ecological impacts of Prosopis, what it's doing to the soil, whether it has salinized the soil as the communities here have been telling us it has. Is it even possible to remove Prosopis and let grassland return? But also the human angle of Prosopis. How many people, how many communities have now come to depend on Prosopis? When we were getting started, we had a series of conversations with village Agyavans, the elders across Bani, and 8 of them agreed to allow us to set up these experimental plots in their villages. So what we have done is in these places we have demarcated plots where we have removed Prosopis, including uprooting the root system to the extent possible, and then alongside we've also demarcated plots where we have retained the Prosopis, and then in conversations with some people and Salim Mama in particular, he suggested why not also have plots where you lop the Prosopis the way local charcoal harvesters do, and then you can observe how quickly it comes back to be lopped again, so to try and understand the dynamics of that whole charcoal harvest. So we have these 3 treatments, experimental treatments. So ecologically, if you remove Prosopis, would it revert back to the kind of grassland that was there before, or would it be a different suite of species that would come back?
As the habitat has changed because of the invasion of Prosopis, clearly some species are going to be affected more than others, some positively, some negatively. So wolves are generally pretty rare in this ecosystem, mainly because of a lack of prey. They are preying mainly on the sheep and goats that the migratory herders bring with them. But the jackals have benefited from the presence of Prosopis, and this has now negatively affected the endemic, more specialist desert fox, because jackals will dominate over desert foxes, and so the desert foxes are found in the run areas where there's very little vegetation, and where the jackals can't go or don't go. Interestingly, the Indian foxes, which would be dominated by the desert foxes, have now found refuge here in the same areas that the jackal dominates over. So you find sort of like a 3-tiered community here, where you have jackals, and then just next to them you have the Indian foxes, and then further away from them you have the desert foxes.
ये गांडा बावर मैंने बोया है, हाँ मैंने बोया है। ये 1962 में फॉल्स खाते रहे आए कि यहाँ ये गांडा बावर बो तो इसकी नीला से ऊपर बरसात बहुत होगी। फिर हम खुद खाड़ा खोदते थे, इतना फुट बाई फुट का खाड़ा खोदते, इसमें ये बावर बोते थे। बरसात से आगे बरसात पड़ी तो सही हो गया। तो बाद में मालूम पड़ा कि गायों के जो उगाड़ती है ना, उगाड़ में उसके दांत खट्टे हो जाते हैं। तो उसके बाद तो गायों ख़त्म हो गई। नहीं तो पहले हमारी खुद की 100 गाय थी हमारी घर की, तो अभी एक भी नहीं है। भैंसू रखते हैं, भैंसू कुछ ठीक रह जाते, उसके दांत नहीं निकलते। अभी जो आदमी रखते हैं तो इससे बचा बचा के रखते हैं, नहीं तो खाती है तो सब खत्म हो जाती है। जहाँ भी गोबर फेंकते ना भैंस गाय, उससे गोबर में से निकलने लगे। फिर ये समझो ना मेरे हाथ में हुआ, नहीं तो एक ही झाड़ था इधर।
With the changes that are coming in the landscape now, you want to think about what properties of the landscape you want to sort of preserve, which will benefit the most number of specialist species. There are several species of grassland specialist rodents that are found here in the Banni, and in areas that are Prosopis dominated, those are fewer in number compared to more. So then you have more generalist species coming to those areas, and the grassland species tend to not be there. When we look at certain places which have been preserved as grasslands by the local community within the Banni, so there's a massive abundance of rodents in these small patches of grassland compared to the broader landscape where rodent densities have really reduced because of Prosopis invasion.
मालदारी जो है, मेरी बात सुनो, किसी के पास 50 भैंसा है, किसी के पास 40 भैंसा है, ठीक है। उसमें दूने के लिए दूध वाली कितनी होती है? 4 से 5, 4-5 होती है, बराबर। घर में आदमी कितने होते हैं? 20।
होलसेल हम जन्म से कर रहे हैं, आजकल नहीं, कभी नुकसान नहीं हुआ हमारे को।
हमारे को जब बारिश होती है तो 3 महीने के लिए रोटी मिलती है भैंसों से। 8 महीना कुछ भी नहीं, फिर हम कोलसा बना के उसमें से खिलाते हैं भैंसों को।
भैंसों को खिला को माल को हम खिला दिए,
हमारे को माल नहीं खिलाता है।
So there's also the question of whether socio-economically we can now go back to the way Banni once was, because pastoralism is no longer the mainstay for people here. The charcoal economy has become almost as important, if not equally so, with a lot of people now coming to depend on it. So that also may be a barrier to trying to go back to a historical Banni. And at the end of this, we hope to, maybe the answer is not to try and remove Prosopis and restore grassland, but to work towards some mix of Prosopis and grassland. But what we want to do is to take our findings back to the community and maybe put different scenarios in front of them based on what they envisage as their preferred management.
Malera ma mera watan mak